My name is Jolaade Adeyemo. Jolaade Adeyemo is currently studying for a master's degree in international business management. In addition to that, I run a non-governmental organization that is focused on people development. It is the very desire of my heart to actually see people become a better version of themselves. I also enjoy fellowshipping with fellowshipping with believers actually, and then growing with people. I'm a very, very big lover of love and a driver of friendship, and yeah, I think that's about me. Yeah, there are a couple of other things, but yeah, that's me. Thank you. I think that should be about 6 years, 7 years. That's when it started, I think. Yeah. So I met him in Tokwe when I was in my 300 level in Bowen University. So I had been assigned to the 100 level hostel as her representative. So I'm a devotion leader. So it was my responsibility to actually lead morning devotions from time to time. And I think, yeah, Tim Toko was just one person that just really fascinated me. I was just drawn to her inquisitiveness, her questions, and she was always also ready to help and then support everything I was doing. She would come to my room, or I just see her, I ask about her. She used to ask me a lot of questions. She's really grown now. She's really grown. But then she asked a lot of questions, and that for me just showed me that she was actually ready to learn. She was ready to share, and yeah, that was how we just started growing, growing as friends, and yeah. So, I feel friendship is just a beautiful relationship between people that understand each other, one another, as the case may be, people that have similar values, people that are able to just support each other through life. Because see, this life, you cannot do it by yourself, you cannot do it alone. So having that community, having those people or that person that you can talk to, that you can share ideas, burdens, just really, really run things by, is really the beautiful thing about friendship, and that's just how I would define it. I believe that friendship is something based on values, alignment of values and direction in life, and even purpose. When I said you don't do life alone, now if you want to do life with someone, it only makes sense that you do life with someone that is going in the same direction as you. So how do you choose friends? First of all, you look for alignment of purpose, beliefs, values. There's something I always say, not everybody is your friend. But that would lead me to the second point. But just before then, alignment of values, that's how to choose friends. If you meet someone in a particular place, before you bring them into your life, the core corners of your life, you need to check for the values. You need to check for their belief system. You need to check for where you guys have similarities, and that's what you determine whether they can be friends with you or not, which will lead to my second point on the fact that not everybody is your friend. So there's a reason why the English language has a word for neighbor, for colleagues, for classmates, for roommates. Everybody has a place, and that's another thing. When you're choosing friends, remember that everyone has a place in your life, and not everyone has to be your friend. They are admirers, they are admirees, permits me to say, they are mentors, they are mentees. So learn to define relationships, and that's very, very important. Know where people should be in your lives. Another way to choose friendships is also by prayerfully selecting. So you can meet someone in a particular time, and then by prayers, you sense that this person actually has a place in your life or has a mission to actually accomplish in your destiny at a particular point in time. So you prayerfully also choose people. I mean, you can admire someone from afar and then you just keep praying about them, praying for them, and somehow you just see that there's a connection between you guys, and then you guys are able to sustain friendship or that relationship. So you can prayerfully choose friends, again based on alignment of values and the particular role that they're playing in your life at a particular point in time. Yeah. I think it's the seasonal friendships. I'm currently in a season of my life that is quite defining, and that's one important lesson that I've learned. Not everybody has to be a part of your life from start to finish. You will meet people in the middle, you meet people towards the tail end when you're grown. You meet people that will just come in for a season and they will leave, and there's absolutely nothing bad in that. As long as you guys don't part ways with any grudge or anything. Time, distance, chance, a lot of things happen in adult friendships, and this is not me justifying not making an effort or not being intentional about your friendships, no, but I'm just saying that you should understand that there are seasons in life. So if you were in uni and then there was one particular person that you used to study together, used to read together and all of that, but after uni somebody goes to Kavancha, the other person goes to Abuja, or maybe I don't know how close those are, but let's someone goes to Lagos and someone else is in Kano, you guys can keep being in touch, right? And sometimes that can lead to like an everlasting friendship or internal one, if there's anything like that. But in some other cases, distance happens and you guys don't talk as often as you used to, but then you talk maybe once in a while, and that's absolutely fine. You will meet new people. But that does not mean that you can't call them at any point in time and then discuss issues with them and then just catch up. And I feel like that's one important lesson I've learned now, because I used to really beat myself up. I really wanted to catch up with everybody. I wanted to be there for everybody, and I felt it was draining me. It was really draining me. And then I just looked at myself one time and I said, just give yourself some extend grace to yourself. Some friendships will come and they will go, and that's just it. It's not a big deal, and it's not a sin. It's just you identifying who needs to stay or who would stay eventually, or who will just be a seasonal friend. And that's very, very important. I think that's the one thing I wish I knew earlier. I mean, I'm knowing it now and it's not bad, but yeah, I just think it's something I should have known earlier. So that's one thing I'll let people know. Don't force friendships. Don't feel like you have to have someone in your life from start to finish. No. Some friendships are seasonal. So when it comes to scriptures, there are a couple of friendships. We have David and Jonathan, and that's the one that a lot of people usually use as examples, and that's amazing. Like, that friendship it's really good. Two people sticking to each other even against family, in quotes, is really beautiful, and even to the point of death and sacrificing their own security and all of that just to make sure that your friend is safe is really beautiful. But one example I want to use today would be Ruth and Naomi. Their friendship is quite dynamic because it's not the typical friendship that you see around. Naomi was Ruth's mother-in-law, and that first off, that their relationship is not, especially in this day and age, is one where people think, oh, they should have issues, you're not supposed to be close to your mother-in-law, this and that. But we see that Ruth and Naomi actually had a very interesting relationship. There was a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship, but we could see that beyond that, they were actually friends. That's what I see in their own story. And then one thing I noticed was also faith-based. It was faith-based in the sense that Ruth was ready to align to Naomi's God. She was ready to pattern herself after Naomi's faith, right? And we can see that that was evident, or that is evident in like the how they lived their lives, the both of them. It was built on companionship and then being there for one another. They both had suffered losses, and we could see that even in their losses, they were still able to like cater for the other person. You know, it's a different thing when you're going through a lot and then someone else is going through a lot, but you just want to bear your lot yourself, but you just don't want to relate to other people, or you just feel like people can't relate and all of that. But even in their pains, you could see that they still found a connection in that. Then another thing I like about Ruth and Naomi is the fact that Naomi supported Ruth where she was going to like even do great things in life, and I think that's really important. Naomi still hadn't gotten her own husband. I think the Bible doesn't even tell, and that's extremely important and beautiful. So another thing that makes that relationship interesting is that as a mother-in-law to a daughter-in-law relationship, I'm sure the age gap between them is quite wide. Or was quite wide, and that just tells us that there's some friendships that are not really about the age. It's about values, about companionship, it's about how you can actually help each other. So that really speaks to me. I feel like their relationship is actually really beautiful. For me, it's a friendship that you can really learn a lot from. I picked just a couple of things from that example, but it's really something worth studying, and it just shows me that friendship is a lot more than peer group or about age or about situations. It goes a lot deeper than that. You just need to find that one person or those people that you can actually do life with and just grow with, share burdens with, share ideas, share your wins, share your losses, share your failures, share everything, and from there we'll take it up, right? Alright guys, so it's been nice being here. I've introduced myself, I've talked about what I think friendship is, spoken about the scriptural example that I like or that speaks to what I think about friendship. I've spoken about one important thing I wish I knew earlier about friendship, and it's been amazing speaking. And thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having me.